Okay. Wow. There's like 15 minutes. No, wait. All right. Let me stop. It was probably glitched out. Never mind. I was looking at the Disney Plus thing and I pressed the button and it looks like it says 41 minutes, but then it was just saying others. Hey, they actually put the time back on to the Disney Plus thing to know what time, how much time it was. Well, okay, so Saul became Uncle Iroh status. Uh, he still didn't do nothing wrong, but um, the Jedi did nothing wrong. May is still a psychopath, and she was manipulated even further by her spiky horn mom. But in the way of saying, hey, go protect your family, not in the, hey, do this because Jedi are evil. Oh, their metachlorian count's really high. Oh, sorry, M count. And it's way too high, but we're not going to tell you how much because then it would be too much because Anakin is over 20,000. I mean, there are strong Jedi or people with metachlorian counts that are 10 times stronger, but uh, we won't know unless you read a comic book or, I mean, Luke Skywalker is a thing, Princess Leia is a thing. But this entire time was the witches continuously manipulating the situation, manipulating the Jedi's mind, manipulating how everyone thought. The only person who seemed to actually be like passionate about the situation was Saul, and this whole entire episode was pretty much Saul trying to who got a connection with his future Padawan, and we still haven't seen any of Osha's Padawan training. That's what I've been looking for in these episodes. Um, the witches protected themselves. Then when people were starting to shift their situation, which the other mother with the paint on her forehead was trying to do something demonic. We don't know what she was going to do, but Saul was just stabbed the chick because dark magic, making the little girl turn into a spirit. Okay, oh, that's a bad idea. No, and I'm gonna let Osha. I'm gonna let Osha join you guys. She chose you, so get my daughter in. Help her dream come true. Um, this doesn't justify anything that's happened thus far. A lot of the situation is still very backwards, and I can understand like little kids seeing specific things happen, and it looks more scary, demonic, and more overly dramatic than most. Soul choosing Osha at the end when he was holding both of their platforms up pretty much showed us exactly how we've seen the Force be used in all the movies and TV shows, where you're struggling just to hold the Force with you, especially when you're panicked and scared and you're trying your hardest to keep your mind focused on what's going on. And he just so happened to he knew that if he wouldn't have picked one of them, he would have risked both of them dying. And it's just like he chose the one he felt would be the better path, I guess. It still doesn't justify his actions on that. It's like Uncle Iroh, who is still a war criminal. Even though he's a good person, in his heart and he tries to do better by other people, there's still the weighing of guilt on him. And the Padawan was completely manipulated by the situation, by the witches and everything. And you've got a young Padawan who is scared of these witches and stuff like that. And now he's panicking, doing all this stuff. He did what a normal young teenager Padawan person would be like. And I don't hate them for that. Like I said, everyone's like, oh, this is going to show you that the Jedi around this time are bad. I mean, they still are incompetent. I mean, they're literally running the military. They're literally running the Republic. They're at the peak of power. So like, we haven't seen any origin story of the Sith guy. We haven't seen anybody really be over the top. This was just like, you're fighting witches who can manipulate the situation, can use witch powers to manipulate the situation, can use witch power to do weird demonic stuff. And then you've got one mom who wants to protect both her kids, but you got the other mom who's like, hey, one of our kids wants to do this, I'm gonna let them do this. And the Jedi Council like, nah, too old, nah. If they really are too old, then what the heck is the High Republic? Because weren't like most of those kids around the age of Osha and May when they were first going into the Jedi Temple, if I recall right? It's been a minute since I've actually got a chance to research a lot about the High Republic. But wasn't it supposed to be where they were a lot more free to do stuff? I mean, like, they have a whole character. I don't know how old they were when they found her, but like a whole antagonist who made a cult about the Jedi just because they didn't choose her, but they chose her sister. So just there's no real freedom in this. There's no consistency. This makes this episode has pretty much just showed that everything that you have been told up to now is finally kind of connected, but not in the way that it makes sense. It's like if you don't understand a lot of stuff that's just literally randomized, this is the thing that helps you understand it, but it may connect everything together, but it still doesn't make a lot of sense because this was no misunderstanding. It had misunderstanding in it where like, oh, Saul killed the tattooed mom. Okay, I get that. And that was an accident in self-defense. He didn't know, he was trying to protect the little girl, May, but and she doesn't blame Saul. The other chick did because she couldn't see past her own fear. And she was trying to fight Soul the entire time. And Soul didn't even put a punch at her. And then she turned into darkness. And all the other chicks were doing some seance stuff. And then they all died because they were all putting all their power into it. If it was going to be that much of a strain on you, you shouldn't have done that in the first place. You guys all died for nothing. There was no reason for you guys to even have put in that much power just to try to kill these Jedi. You could have fought them in sheer numbers. You could have ran away. You could have ran away with the twins. You could have all done something other than put your entire soul into trying to manipulate the Wookiee Jedi. And the thing is, the one thing that I actually could understand and don't understand at the same time, they said that the Wookiee Jedi in the last episode was on a continuous mission or something like that. And that's not how it looked. This dude has an entire place by himself. He was literally turned from this. He was literally turned into a puppet and was fighting his friends, nearly killing a Padawan who is a youngling who sees him as a mentor, and that could scar somebody, that could scar a lot of people. And so he still had his lightsaber, and he looked like he was, before he was killed by the Sith, he looked more like he was outcasting himself. Like he couldn't live with being a Jedi, and pretty much made himself, like he banished himself off into this random jungle planet that's like Kashyyyk. Didn't want to go back home either, because probably he was just embarrassed of how he almost killed a Padawan and was easily manipulated. That was not fair. So he did that for himself. That would be more of a story. But then you come over here and you say, oh, he's on a long extended journey, or a long extended mission. What's his mission? What was he doing? He looked like he was getting like crops and stuff, like he was getting food that he was farming. So his mission was making corn. Anyway. And then the kid, I can understand why he grew up to be a meditation guy, trying to figure out, 10 years of him just meditating to try to figure it out. And he couldn't live with himself. So when May came back and told him to drink this poison, okay, it'll justify everything I did. So you're telling me no Jedi, no therapist, no friend, lover, anybody. I know, Jedi aren't supposed to marry, blah, 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 whatever. But there's nobody who tried, because he was in there for 10 years. Soul said in the last episode 6, that he's had 16 years to try to help, to try to come up with words to talk to May and Osha about the truth. Okay, well, this guy has been in this meditative state for 10 years. If he's been in there for 10 years, that means there were 6 years of him trying, somebody having to try to help him come up with some way to help him cope, help him live or let go of what he did. Because what he did was pretty much make a mistake that cost him. But a lot of it to do with fear. Someone was literally in his head messing with him. So he was manipulated into doing that. And so for 16 long years, they've been dealing with this stuff, and they all had their own ways of dealing with it. The Trinity, she didn't do anything at all. She just kept popping in and out, trying to figure out. She's like a police officer who does things by the book. And she's trying to figure out if it's the right thing to do to help these people, or if it's the right thing to do to take these kids away from them, or is it the right thing to do just to leave them alone? So if she couldn't come up with an idea, the Jedi Council, because now she's going to be gung-ho with that answer because she doesn't have to figure it out on her own. She still helped everybody out, but she's not mad at Soul for trying to help out these kids. That's their job, is to help these people, help these kids, and help people around the galaxy. And then he sees these 2 kids and these 50 women making this weird cult. Oh, and May and Osha just so happen to be very force sensitive, and they're practically clones of one another. There was no hype for this. There was no hype for this episode. This episode could have just been like right after. You could have called like the one when we saw Osha and all that, part 1, and then called this one part 2 of the truth. That would have been a better idea for this, because then there wouldn't be no way for us to have to like deal with this kind of because we had so many different and yet more unique uh, more unique mysteries that they could have held on to, and we would have been like, okay, that was actually kind of cool. But no, you were like, hey, oh, who's this character? I wonder who this character is. Oh, that character is this character, and this is what they are. Are they the bad guy? Probably, yes. Okay. I wish I could have learned that 3 episodes later when we see this character again. But no, it was, everything is pretty much right here. Every episode had like, oh, okay, you want to know who the Sith guy is? Oh, well, he takes off his mask by getting it beat up. Oh, you want to get to know any of these characters? Which I would have loved to get to know any of these characters. No, they all died. Okay, so the show is just about Osha, Sol, and May. Everyone else is dead. Couldn't like these characters. I wanted to like these characters, but these characters are all dead. They all had backstories too, except for all the B team and C team Jedi that were just around there that we never got a chance to really get a chance to know. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Because this could have been so much well paced. This could have been so much well scripted if you guys just understand what you were writing. It felt like you guys written this episodically, not like a full story where you had a beginning, middle, and end, and now you're just kind of figuring out how to piece them together episodically. No, this felt like, okay, here's the first 2 episodes. Okay, here's the first episode. Oh, it's too long. Let's make it 2 episodes. Okay, cool. All right, the 3rd episode, their backstory. What is their backstory? Okay. Oh, episode 4. All right. Bad plot. Here comes Jedi Sith person. All right, cool. Okay, episode 5. Everyone's dead. Okay, Sith guy is out. All right, cool. Did we even have a bad guy for this story? Nope. It's just this guy who seems more like he was a Padawan who's pretending to be the Sith Lord. You know, he doesn't feel like final boss material. I'm actually scared to figure out what's going to happen in episode 8. Are they going to do something where at the end of episode 8, oh, this is to be continued to a season 2. Osha puts on the helmet again and she has a red lightsaber. She looks at Sol like, you betrayed me. That's my theory about to happen. I feel like that's going to happen really, really soon. And it's just, it is really, really not justified how bad this is. This episode wasn't that bad if you watch it by itself, but it's with all the other context behind it, it just doesn't make sense because the dialogue sucks. The dialogue is inconsistent. Characters are either inconsistent or stupidly bold. What I mean by bold, I mean hard-headed. Like the guy who was who's got the Killmonger hair, he just would not shut the fuck up. He wasn't a good friend. He was just like, oh, I knew this person growing up, but that's it. We're not friends. Like, come on, man. She was there for Jedi stuff for years before she left. So come on, you really can't cut her any slack, really. You're like threatening to break her fucking arm if she doesn't give you the blaster. Like, what's wrong with you? These Jedi, this show and these Jedi suck. They're like just these like police officers who I keep saying police officers, but yeah, they're like police officers who no. They're not police officers. It's like those movies, like the medieval movies, like Aragon. They're like, you know what? I think you're a thief. I think you stole these, and by the right of the king, I get to take these from you. That's what they feel. That's what they feel like. They feel like those type of people. Oh, there's a toll over here too. So you got to pay extra. Like $10. And it went up too, so it's also taxes. So all right, so maybe another 200 gold. Okay. You may want to show me a little something too, just to make me turn the other cheek. You know, they feel like that. And they feel like we're in power and we don't want to lose that power. That's it. We're just, oh, you're the Royal Knights. We're the Royal Knights. You should be thanking us for helping you. But I haven't seen anybody besides like Soul actually try to help somebody in the show. Really, there isn't any help in this show. Has anybody, any Jedi, any character actually like pick up an old lady, you know, like have to help someone across the street, give a kid a piece of bread or something like that? Has anybody seen a Jedi defend civilians or anything like that? I haven't seen any of these Jedi do anything that wasn't just plot related. I don't understand any of these characters. Oh, wait, we've seen some Jedi Padawans training. That doesn't mean anything. There's nothing there. I mean, oh yeah, it's just Bird Girl and Osha just having a tender moment, but that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because we don't know anything about her story. Okay, we know she's a Padawan. Okay, what's her relationship with Osha? Why are those two acting like they're best friends more than the other guy is? Like, wow, it's just why is everybody's role so mixed up? And every time Osha's on screen, she just doesn't do anything. And if she does, she doesn't follow through. May is more of the driving force in this story than Osha ever was. And I can't see any other character who isn't just on screen for clout. You know, that they're there just to be cool. Yes, you can have cool fight scenes. This actually, I give the fight scene in this one a little bit more credit because it actually meant something. Okay, for one, Soul thought that this evil witch was about to do something crazy. She was turning May into vapor darkness, and so he tried to stop that. Okay, well, it's not like she came to talk to Soul or came to talk to the Jedi saying, oh, she's going to be with you guys. I mean, she could use that dark magic to move around and stuff. So she could have literally been right next to their ship and was like, oh, I'm giving you guys my daughter, so you guys better take care of her. She wants to be a Jedi. No. You guys ended up starting conflict and trying to protect your own, but you're not really hearing anybody out. You're not doing anything. So you're just like conflict. Oh, well, what about, conversation? No, conflict. All right. Well, you see how that marriage is going. All right. Wife's not listening to other wife. Got it. All right, cool. Well, if she's going to do this, I might as well stand by my people so they all don't die. Oh, wait, my daughter may be in trouble. Oh no, something's about to happen. Oh no, I better turn darkness dust and scare the Jedi. It's like literally pulling out a gun and putting it towards a police officer's head and thinking that he's not going to pull his gun out to shoot you. Oh no, I'm only doing this. I'm only doing this just so you don't do anything. Oh no, I'm doing this because I'm trying to brush my teeth. It's just, that was dumb. That was a dumb decision. You would have stayed alive if you didn't do that. There was no purpose in you doing that. That was just to be like, okay, time to let everybody die. That's the route you want to go in on. You were not justified just because you were a nice person. You were just dumb. There is a level of what is courage, what is bravery, what is downright stupidity, and just making a bad choice. And then the other chick is like, you killed my wife. Fight me so I can justify my actions. Fight me. Who's probably not dead because I haven't seen her body since the last episode, but they made it look like she just away, so she might still be alive. But if we go back and look at the other one, she might be dead on the floor. Maybe. Again, I'll have to rewatch it when I do my final review. It'll probably be like a full hour long of me telling you guys my entire synopsis review of the entire show all in one. But it won't be like all these videos put together. It'll literally be me talking about the entire thing, because every time I'm doing these videos are me reacting of my immediate reactions to right when I watch it. Not I watched it 3 times, I watched it 4 times. No, this is just me telling you what I just saw. So like I literally finished watching it and put out this video pretty much. So like anyway, then the fight happens and it's just Soul's heart's not in it. Other kid is trying to defend himself, which he was really cool with. But now that particular fight makes sense. You see, this is the type of show, this is the type of scene that makes sense. None of those other fights you really cared for because they never were built up. They never, now my hair is all, oh my God. Nothing was built up for this. Nothing was built up for any of the other fights. There was no, besides episode 1 and 2, they were fine. But 3, 4, 5, 6, none of the fights were built up for us to really get invested and care. This is the only one I will say that is justified of the fight scenes, because all the other fight scenes were just kind of there for display, just to show you that we can fight, we can do choreography and stuff like that. But if the choreography is if the fight is all you ever care about and not the context why, then it doesn't matter. It's like if you can put 2 action figures beating each other up and it's fun for the moment, but it doesn't stay with you. I don't even remember half the fights unless I'm thinking of it right now, and I'm thinking of it right now because I'm talking about it. You see that? There's no link. Like Attack of the Clones, I can remember that entire fight at the end, even when they stopped fighting and went to go on the ships to fight in bigger battles. I remember that entire thing, not because of nostalgia, but because of what that meant when you watch the movie. Oh, you can, that's a movie. That's a movie. You pretty much can watch this part and up to that part. Not entirely true. You can forget an entire movie. A lot of people do. But it's the reason behind the battle that makes you invested and makes it remember in your mind. And if something can't do that, then it shouldn't be on the screen in the first place. That's all I'm saying. This episode is the only one that I'm going to give a 5 out of 10. The other one, like a 2. The other one before that, a 2. The other one before that, a 1. The third episode, the one that I just blew up on, a 1. The first 2 episodes, I would say they were at least a 6. At least a 6. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Hope you guys had a good day, because this episode, it wasn't bad, but it doesn't justify anything. Also, I'm officially putting Soul over here with Uncle Iroh, because if he was in any other show, this is literally the backstory of Uncle Iroh, and if he was in another show, he would be the Uncle Iroh we know. Y'all take care.